In March 1943, at the Vickers-Armstrong's testing grounds in Newcastle upon Tyne, military observers standing a mere 50 yards from a sandbag wall witnessed a demonstration that defied conventional physics. A commando fired 7 rounds from a newly developed weapon, yet not a single observer identified the sound as gunfire, with witnesses comparing the noise to a pellet gun or a closing door. This revolutionary firearm was the De Lisle Commando Carbine, an elite weapon that achieved near-total silence while maintaining a lethal effective range of 200 yards, a feat unmatched by any other Allied or Axis firearm of World War II. In 1942, British Special Operations faced a critical tactical crisis because coastal raids and covert operations behind enemy lines demanded the absolute elimination of German sentries, meaning a single audible gunshot equated to mission failure, capture, or execution. The existing stealth inventory was deeply flawed. The Welrod silencer pistol was highly quiet at 73 decibels, but effectively useless beyond a 7 to 15-foot contact distance due to a catastrophic loss of accuracy and a rubber baffle suppressor that degraded after just 10 to 15 shots. Meanwhile, the silenced Stenmark II-S offered a 32-round capacity, but fired supersonic 9mm ammunition at 1,120 feet per second, creating an unsilenceable sonic crack alongside extreme mechanical clatter from its reciprocating metal bolt, which tore its own baffles apart under automatic fire. The Americans utilized the high-standard HDM.22 LR pistol, which lacked the stopping power to guarantee instant incapacitation and had an effective range of only 50 feet. German forces at Kummersdorf and elsewhere attempted to solve this issue with experimental suppressors for the MP40 and Carabiner 98K, but they ultimately failed because they lacked standardized subsonic ammunition, ensuring their supersonic 9mm and 7.92 by 57mm Mauser rounds always broke the sound barrier. Britain possessed a secret logistical advantage that planners initially overlooked. Through the American Lend-Lease program, British supply chains were already flooded with Thompson submachine guns and Colt M1911 pistols chambered in .45 ACP. Crucially, the heavy 230-grain .45 ACP bullet naturally traveled at a comfortably subsonic 830 feet per second, meaning it produced absolutely no sonic crack and delivered devastating stopping power without requiring specialized ammunition development. The man who connected these dots was William Godfrey De Lisle, a South African-born inventor who had been experimenting with homemade cocoa tin suppressors to shoot rabbits since the age of 16. While working for the Ministry of Aircraft Production, De Lisle built a silenced .22 Browning pistol to quietly poach small game on the Berkshire Downs during wartime meat rationing. This illegal poaching tool caught the eye of Major Sir Malcolm Campbell, a world land speed record holder serving under Lord Louis Mountbatten in combined operations, who immediately recognized its military potential and brought De Lisle into the clandestine weapon development folds. Initial tests were stunning. De Lisle fired a prototype from the roof of the New Adelphi building in London into the River Thames, and later at a chimney near Piccadilly, without attracting a single glance from nearby pedestrians. To construct his ultimate weapon, De Lisle selected the rugged, manual bolt-action, short magazine Lee-Enfield Mark III as his base receiver, ensuring there was absolutely no cycling noise or reciprocating metal during operation. He fitted it with a modified Thompson submachine gun barrel cut down to roughly 7 inches, which was encapsulated by a massive, integrated 16-inch-long suppressor tube. De Lisle drilled multiple vent holes along the barrel circumference to bleed off high-pressure propellant gases into a primary expansion chamber before the bullet could exit, drastically lowering the weapon's report. Inside the suppressor housing, he installed 10 to 13 duralumin baffles arranged in a complex spiral Archimedes screw configuration, forcing the gases to swirl transversely and bleed off velocity, while utilizing sound-absorbing materials like felt and rubber to trap residual noise. To eliminate the vacuum collapse pop, an acoustic phenomenon where atmospheric pressure rushes back into a low-pressure muzzle. De Lisle engineered a specialized counterbore internal muzzle profile. Fed by modified 7-round Colt 1911 magazines, the finished rifle weighed 7 pounds 8 ounces and emitted a virtually undetectable sound signature of just 85.5 decibels, making it roughly as quiet as a household vacuum cleaner and 30 to 55 decibels quieter than contemporary suppressed handguns. Hand-built initially by De Lisle and elite gunsmiths from Holland and Holland in an air raid precautions dugout at Fort Dagenham, the carbine went into low-rate production with Sterling Engineering, which was contracted for 500 units, though V-2 rocket attacks and the war's end halted production at just 106, completed Mark II models and a couple of folding stock airborne prototypes. De Lisle carbines were immediately deployed to occupied France and the CBI theater, yielding devastating tactical results. In Burma, British snipers and OSS Jedburgh teams used the weapons to silently pick off individual Japanese soldiers riding in passing cargo lorries. Because no gunfire was heard, the Imperial troops could not comprehend they were under attack, inducing severe psychological terror. Post-war testimony from figures like OSS Captain Mitchell Werbel, who later designed Vietnam-era silencers influenced by De Lisle's architecture, and Major Di Mack of the Royal Scots Fusiliers during the Malayan Emergency in 1955, confirmed the uncanny nature of the carbine, noting that operators heard only the metallic click of the firing pin, the faint whiz of the subsonic bullet, and the physical thump of impact. With a total historical production of only 130 to 150 verified units, the De Lisle remains one of the rarest and most successful small arms of World War II, serving covertly through the Korean War and into the 1960s. Its engineering blueprint remains a high-water mark in firearm design, directly influencing legendary modern integrally suppressed platforms like the German Heckler and Koch MP5SD and the Russian AS Val, securing William Godfrey De Lisle's legacy as the amateur tinkerer who out-engineered the entire Third Reich.